Muy buenas a todos, bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo aquí en Triple Doble. Hoy es viernes, hoy tocaría Euroliga. Como no hay partidos, traemos un invitado muy especial para hacer una entrevista en inglés con el mejor insider de la Euroliga. Vamos a ello.
Esto es Triple Doble.
Que empiece el partido.
Well, hi Andrea, how are you?
Hi guys, I'm fine, and thank you very much for the invitation, for your trust, and for decided to have me in this video. How are you?
We're fine.
We're fine.
We were thinking about a video this week because there was no games this week, so we thought about like talking with you and doing a special video. So thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, we thought it maybe a couple months ago, but we've just wait for the right moment. We didn't want you to not this start, but we want to do it on the right moment, and we thought this one without any games was perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Final Four is near and no game this week, as you said.
Yeah. A bit boring, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, we thought about this because as well, we don't have games, and also the market is very. There are like a lot of rumors this week, so it's the perfect time to talk, no?
Yeah. It's a good period of the year, full of things to do.
Yeah. Okay, so we start.
Yeah.
Do you start if you?
Okay.
Want?
First of all, we want to let you introduce yourself a little bit. Who are you? Where are you from? Maybe age, occupation. Just a little bit of
Okay. Yeah, I'm 22. I'm from Milan, Italy, and I start working as an insider in around April 2023. Since I was a child, I've always wanted to pursue my dream of working in sports and, for example, in basketball. And I've been interested in basketball and European basketball for as long as I can remember. For the past year, I've been collaborating with some Italian sport pages, creating content, managing their social platforms. And contrary to what I just mentioned, I have to admit that my interest in the work of the insider developed relatively recently, just a few months before I started writing about basketball news on social media. So since I was a kid, I always have been passionate with European basketball. I played basketball for around 10 years, I think, and I watched more European basketball than the NBA. And for the past weeks, maybe around 1-2 months, I've been in contact with you, and I'd like to thank you again for the invitation, for your project, and I hope you will achieve your goals, guys.
Okay, so you've been, Andrea, in the world of basketball since a lot of time ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're in a great moment of your career. So we congratulate you. And yeah. I want to ask you because I've seen you've done an interview with Jaron Blossomgame, the player of Monaco. So starting with this, I want to know how was that experience, because it's very interesting.
Okay. It was a very tough experience. I knew him for a year. We chat on social, and then when he had the game in Milan, we decided to do this interview. He's a very good guy. I love his way to do things. He trains a lot. He's very humble. I like this person very much, and I hope, as a friend of him, that he will win the Euroleague in 2 weeks.
We'll see. We'll see. So
Okay, now we are gonna ask you. You have tell us your passion from basketball is from long ago, but maybe just
Okay.
to know a little bit of your basketball taste. What's your favorite? What was your favorite player growing up?
Okay. As I said before, since I was a child, I preferred European basketball than the NBA. And if I had to say to you one European and one NBA player, I'd go with El Chacho for European basketball, and NBA, no doubt, Kevin Durant.
Okay.
El Chacho, ex-player from Milan also. So
Yeah, I loved him from CSKA, then Philadelphia. He's, I think, my favorite point guard all time in European basketball,
okay,
of course.
interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
you have a good taste.
Yeah.
You know a little bit.
Yes,
So
yes.
you
What do you think about him?
What? Sorry.
What do you think about him?
El Chacho.
Well, first of
Yeah.
all, he's a Real Madrid fan, so
Okay.
that maybe answers you a little bit. But I also think we think he's really great. He's one of the best point guards, if not the best, has ever played in the Euroleague. Maybe there has always been a lot of Spanish great point guards, but Chacho,
Yeah.
if you see the accolades, no, the one of the most assists in Euroleague history, great 3 pointers.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so he's great.
And also the fact that with the pass of the years, like his level hasn't go down. Like in his last year of career, that
Yeah.
was last year, his level was incredible. And also the year like 22-23, that game 5 against Partizan, that was incredible.
Incredible.
So his game.
Also in the Final Four.
The Final Four also versus Olympiacos was incredible. So yes.
From the bench, both he and Sergio from the bench were incredible.
Incredible, yeah. Okay, so Andrea, I don't know if you want to answer this question because of your job, but I have to
Okay.
ask you, what is your favorite team?
What's my favorite team?
Yeah.
I live in Milan, so I say Olimpia Milan, but I like all the European basketball. I watch a lot of games, and I am a total fan. I want to say that. But yeah, my favorite team is Milan.
You usually go to Milan court to watch the matches.
Yeah, when it's possible, yes, because as I told you before, I worked with basketball teams, and I have to do teams training at the evening, so it's a little bit difficult. But when I can, yeah, I will be there as soon as possible.
Okay. Maybe now the last question of this introduction. You said already that you prefer Euroleague than the NBA. That was one of our questions. Which one did you prefer? But we are gonna ask you why you prefer European basketball than the NBA.
Is a different type of basketball. Euroleague, as we know, every games matter. The NBA has a lot of games in the regular season. I have to admit that I'm watching the Euroleague the NBA playoffs because the difference between regular season and playoff games is incredible. But I prefer European basketball because I live here in Milan. Two Italian teams are in the Euroleague, so since I was a child with my family, I decided to watch more European basketball than the NBA. That's my answer, guys.
Okay, okay. Maybe also the time, no, of the matches. At,
Yeah, yeah, of course,
that helps. Yeah.
Okay, so with this we
of course.
finished the personal test of Andrea, and now we're starting to ask some questions about your job. How does a EuroLeague Insider works? And I want to do a special mention
Yes.
here to Dos Colegas. They also made a video with you, and like we get the idea, no? Or we
Yeah,
inspired.
yeah. We met. Well, we start chatting with you from our basketball account, and then we saw
Yes.
the interview with Sergio and Jorge, and with those two inputs we decided that one day we wanted to interview you.
We can do it whenever you want, guys.
Thank you, Andrea. So now, if you want to tell us what is your job, how do you work, and those things, as an insider.
Okay. Yeah, many people, including you two, have asked me how I managed to break into this world, the world of insider, and how I get, for example, transfer news or injury updates or team updates. Okay, and when I started in 2023, I didn't have any contacts. I didn't know anyone in this world, in this job, who could help me. I would see news for the big names in this world, for example, Basket News, Sportando, and for some months I simply report them, and I try to reach as many users as possible to expand my account, my social media, and the circulation of the transfer news, because we were in the summer months, and within a few months things started going well. I got in touch, as I told you, with lots of people, some players, some media, some journalists, some part of the teams, and you know how is this world, guys. And then we get to the summer, when a lot of news, tons of news breaks every day, and it's impossible for an insider to cover everything alone, because, for example, Euroops, Basket News has a lot of writers. Meanwhile, I work alone all year long without any help, so it's more difficult for me. That's a choice I made, and maybe after the summer things will change, but let's see. And as I said before, we get to the summer when a lot of news arrived every day, and I decided to focus more on the stories where I have more contacts. In fact, I decided to follow some news more closely and other less, for example. And this process of get news, decide to write them, have calls, often took up several hours a day, sometimes 8-9 hours a day in the summer, of course. And it's a very tough time of a year, because I just graduated, but before that I was at university. I had to balance studying with keeping up with the news. June, July, August are months full of news, and we start planning for the next year, the next season. Team also start planning for the next year and the next season, and so the last two summers have been really difficult, with a lot of things to do for me. And in fact, as you can imagine, in the summer the workload is very heavier, but to date there is news all year long in the Euroleague, because the Euroleague market is always open. So you can't afford to stop. You always have to do things to keep moving, to be ready, looking for confirmation, waiting for calls, and exclusive news. So it's an amazing job, guys, but it's also very tough. And I think the best part of this work is the relationships you build with the other people, with person of the media, staff, players, because it's a profession that gives you a lot, but as I said before, it also takes up a big amount of your time, especially in the summer. So I hope that in the coming year I reach higher levels and I can stay active in this world, because I truly enjoy it. I feel like it's the right part for me, it's the right work for me. And in fact, I can say you that 2 years later, I'm really happy with the choice I made in 2023, guys.
Well, really, really interesting. As you say, it's like dedication, but it's also
Yeah.
a lot of hours of work. I imagine you have to be always with your phone, always ready, always with the
Always
volume
here.
up. Yeah, so every news, every message you receive, you have to to put it public, or maybe when you can.
Yes.
But
Yeah. Also a fun fact. When we sent you a message the other day, we knew you were going to like read the message,
Mhm.
practically like in 5 minutes, or less.
Yes,
We knew
yes,
you
yes,
were going to read it in a short time.
yes. It's a part of the work, guys.
yeah. We also like Fabrizio Romano said in football that he when his transfer period, he's like 16, 18 hours a day with the phone.
Mm.
So yeah, an insider is a really tough
He
work.
also said he can get a plane during the hottest hour of a day, for example. But he is Fabrizio Romano, so I can't imagine how he's working, because he's the god, no doubt.
Yeah, he's also from Milan, maybe.
No, he's from Naples, but he lives in Milan.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
You don't know
Yeah.
him, no?
No, no, no.
That's
No.
two different sports, but maybe I didn't know.
Okay. So with this explained, we can
Yeah.
now go with some basketball. We're talking firstly about the Final Four.
Yeah, we are going to leave
Yeah.
the market for the end. Besides, you explained
Mhm.
your work already, but maybe now
Yeah.
we talk about the well, first before the final four, we have to talk about the Alba Berlin exit, no,
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
and the possibility of the expansion of 20 teams
Yeah.
to the Euroleague.
Mhm. Yeah, sure. And I think that the arrival of the NBA Europe is prompting several teams to make big and significant decisions. And one of these is, of course, Alba Berlin, which, after many years in the Euroleague, has decided to leave the competition. Um, but however, the German team will not participate in the Euro Cup, but has chosen to compete in the BCL, in the Basketball Champions League, that, as we know, is a high-level competition, won again this year by one of the greatest teams in Europe, Unicaja Malaga. And I think Alba Berlin decision is, I don't know to say, maybe tough-provoking, and he believes they hoped to be in the BCL, to have in the future an easily secure spot in the NBA Europe. But as we know, as a reminder, the Euroliga have signed, the Euroleague teams have signed a new technical contract, and therefore, when the NBA Europe will officially arrive, the Euroleague team must pay a big fine to leave the Euroleague, to leave the competition for playing in the NBA. And with all this news, in this chaos, the Euroleague is also considering expanding from 18 to 20 teams for next year. With Alba exit, we have now 17 teams. But as we know, Hapoel was the Eurocup winner, and Dubai is ready to sign a multi-year license, and seems poised to kick off the 2025 market with Jana Musa with a big contract. So I think they will certainly join the Euroleagues. And so we have one other spot with Valencia and Hapoel appear to be contending for that. And the Israeli team has applied for a 3-year license that now has a total cost of $5 million. But Valencia is also seriously considering that. So I think we will know more soon after the Final Four, no doubt.
Okay, you think it's, first of all, maybe two questions. Do you think it's a good idea for the EuroLeague to expand to 20 teams? And what do you think about the possibility of the creation of the NBA Europe?
Okay, I think it can be good for the EuroLeague to have 20 teams, because with Dubai, Hapoel, we will have other big teams in the competition. So more games, more fans. More big players that can come to these teams to compete, to try to reach the highest level in Europe, and maybe to return some years later in the NBA. As for the NBA, I don't know a lot of things about that, because someone said that the NBA wants to create more, wants to create some new teams. Like, for example, Rome has not now a big basketball team, and maybe NBA wants to create that. So there are a lot of things to do about that, but we are not in the right time to talk about this, for me.
So we have to see how this concludes at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting that also Dubai, and a team that appears from
Asia,
from Asia, is going to participate in the EuroLeague. So we'll see. So thank you, Andrea.
There is also just a little thing that there is also the rumor of Ceska. You know, maybe if the war stops and the negotiations go on, maybe they can return. And
absolutely, because they have a license, the same license that, for example, Madrid, Fenerbahce, Milan, Efes has. So when the war ends and the situation will be okay, they will come again in the EuroLeague.
They will be in the EuroLeague again. Team.
Is the team with most appearance in the Final Four with 20.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Big arena, big player. There, Teodosic, Shengelia, Clyburn, El Chacho. So tough team in the EuroLeague. Tough team.
Yeah, with Kyle Hines also. So it's an historic team. Yeah. Okay, so now we're
we're
Going to
going
final.
to start with the first before the final four because we have all the questions here maybe about the season, no? The end of the season or the
Okay, okay. So Andrea, if you want to tell us firstly, what is your opinion about the MVP of this season? Do you think is
Mhm. I think Nani is the best player in the league, and he and he is well deserved because he's in the league. He came from the NBA with bad physical condition, and he had two big years. So I think the Euroliga is the Euroliga MVP is none, but Shorts had a very great year. He's tough. He's tough because we have also Vezenkov. Stay in the Euroliga, maybe he can be an MVP, but also Nigel Hayes can be an MVP. Vezenkov can be another time an MVP. So it's very difficult, guys. Mike James can be MVP again, but to date, in this moment of the year, I think Nani.
I think we have lost you.
No, guys, yeah. Now it's okay.
Now yeah. You were saying that this year none, and we've lost you.
Okay. I said this year Nan. I think Nan is the best player in the Euroliga right now, and we have a lot of tough players. Shorts, Nigel Hayes can be an MVP. Vezenkov can be an MVP. Mike James can be an MVP again. But to date, for me, in this moment of the year, Nan is the best player in the league.
Okay. We agree. I think it's tough. It's a tough decision.
He's incredible, guys, incredible.
Yeah,
Physical condition top, 3 point, very good. He's a big athlete. He can defend. He can switch on 3-4 roles. Incredible player.
Yeah, great impact on Panathinaikos.
Yeah.
And continuing with your analysis about the best players in the league, no, this season has been really difficult to until the end of the season, until the last two matches, I think, about who was going to classify to the playoffs. So, do you think this has been the most competitive season in the EuroLeague?
Yes. Every year is more competitive than the year before. Because last year we did the same speech that you make now. This year was very tough. For example, Hefes had a bad season before the arrival of Banki, and then they won 8 in a row. Paris, one of the teams with the lowest salary in the league, won 10 games in a row. Madrid had a difficult season because the signature of the last summer weren't okay. Olympiacos played very well. Fenerbahce played without Wilbekin, with Baldwin out for very months, and is Final Four. Monaco changed course and is Final Four. So this is the yearly, guys. He's very tough. He's the best league in the world. He's the best league in the world.
this is
Great statement. We have the news, no, the headline.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we continue.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you, Andrea, what 4 teams do you think needed to qualify to the Final Four, in your opinion? Like,
If it's right, talking about the how they have been playing, if the four teams classified for the final four are the, for your opinion, the correct ones, or do you think there was another team that could classify apart from those four?
Okay, these four teams, Olympiacos, Fener, Panathinaikos, and Monaco, for me to date, are the best teams in the league, and I think we will have two very big semifinals, two very big games, and I try to explain you why. As we know, in the upcoming weekend will begin the Final Four in Abu Dhabi, and with these four teams that are ready to battle it out for the title. And I think that these two will be two very different games, because in the first one we'll see two teams playing completely a different type of basketball, different style of basketball, because Olympiacos played I don't know how to say, play with the team, okay, and will face off against Monaco, that is an isolation place, a one-on-one moves teams with Mike, Okobo, Jordan Lloyd, so two different teams. In the second game, however, I expect a much tougher and a much wilder matchup between Panathinaikos and Fenerbahce, that are two highly physical teams, and they both love to play in transition to exploit their opponent's weakness. In this game, we will feature, we will see the showdown between Nan and Nigel Ace, both first team players this year. It's very tough, guys. For the final, it's very tough. I think that predicting the outcome of this game is very tough, but without doubt, these four teams are the greatest in the Euroleague for me.
Okay. We agree, but maybe you thought another team like maybe Efes, who has been, or Barca, who have been both teams to reach the game 5 and putting difficulties to Panathinaikos and also Monaco with that last shot of Kane Panther, but
they played a tough playoff series, but Monaco and Pana, I think they are better.
Yeah.
The season has been very good for them, and yeah, we also think that these four are like,
we say it like 2 months ago that this was the final four, the most possible final four, and we
in my prediction, I think that we can have an upset, and I don't know why, but I think that Madrid could beat Olympiacos. Yeah, but at the end Olympiacos won the series, because we have 4 different playoff series. Monaco Barcelona was like a wrestling series. Pana Efes was very good. Fener against Paris, I don't know what to say about Fener, but he's an incredible team. 3-0 against Paris in the playoff, 5-0 against Paris, and the only teams that beat Paris 5 times in the season. And then Olympiacos with Vezenkov, with Fournier, Papanikolaou, Williams Goss. What can we say about them?
Yeah. So it's an accurate Final Four.
Yeah, sure.
Also, I have to admit that he had the same thought of you about Real Madrid and Olympiacos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, so as I'm a fan, so I think.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I was really near to I said every result, and I said 3-1 Monaco Barca, and finally was 3-2. But the rest 3,
okay,
I said them right before when we did a video of predictions.
Okay.
So for me,
I
there has been no
I
surprise.
did I did the 2-on-4 because I had Fener 3-1 against Paris, Monaco Barcelona okay 3-2, and Pana Efes okay 3-2, and I missed Madrid Olympiacos.
So you put Madrid winning on your prediction.
Yeah, 3-1 for Madrid, and then it was 3-1 for Olympiacos.
That's tough.
So to finish with the final four, you have analyzed every team of the final four in right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
can you do a prediction of this final four, Andrea? It's very
Yeah.
tough.
Later I want to know you too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, as I said before, predicting the outcome of these games is very tough, and perhaps a Greek derby in the final is what all Euroleague fans are hoping for. But if I had to choose, I'd go with Monaco against Pana in the final.
Okay.
But I say again that are all four phenomenal teams, and it's really hard for us to win this prediction.
Yeah, anything can happen. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Andrea. I'm one of those that thinks that the final is going to be Olympiacos versus Panathinaikos.
Okay, it's good.
It's what
good,
people
Victor.
think. It's what
That's
people want.
the Greek derby. So that
Yeah.
could be something really crazy on. Besides on Abu Dhabi, they have to behave a little bit more than in Europe,
Yeah.
no? But
Imagine Ataman in the Greek derby in the final.
yeah, but I think they are going to be more cautious because they are in Abu Dhabi, they are in Saudi Arabia, so it's not the same as being in Europe in a match, and also for the fans, no, for the ultra.
Yeah, but I think Greek fans and Turkish fans will be there.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. But their behavior, I think, is going to be a little bit more relaxed if they
Okay,
can.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Okay, Indigo.
Last year, Fener fans was outside the Pana hotel, and Hartman decided not to do the press conference the year before, the year after. So it can happen. It can happen to everything.
Yeah. Okay, now my prediction. I think Monaco. I think Olympiacos is gonna win Monaco. I think they are a little bit better, but it's going to be really tough. As you said, they are more of a team, and Monaco is more of an one-to-one place with Mike James, who is the greatest scorer in Euroleague history. And I have doubts on Fenerbahce and Panathinaikos. I said when we talk about this, I said Panathinaikos will advance to the final, but I really doubt about Fenerbahce because they have been playing good for the whole season, but especially the last couple games of the regular season, they have been in a really good run, and there I have doubts, but I'm gonna say also Panathinaikos Olympiacos in the final, and that would be amazing. Maybe more that I wanted than that I see it clear, because Fenerbahce is also, and with Saras, with Nigel Hayes, so it's complicated. But if I have to choose a final, Olympiacos Panathinaikos. And
Imagine that we will have two different games also in the center position, because Monaco versus Olympiacos we will have ties against Milutinov and Fall, and Fener Panathinaikos. Fener as Birch as first center, and they try to sign a center all the year, and Pana is without Lesor, so Also, this is crazy. This is crazy, guys.
We'll see if Lesort is available for.
Yeah,
for the
because
final.
Ataman said that he hasn't trained with the team yet, but he was training well alone. But
Yeah,
we
maybe
think,
maybe he will be there with less minutes.
yeah,
A maximum of 10 minutes per game, but let's see.
or maybe it's just a trick from Ataman to put nervous Saras and don't know how they are going to play, if Lesor's play, if he doesn't, because 4 months injury with the injury he did, it's important.
I don't think he's going to
Yeah.
play. I don't think he's going to play. I think that the team has played with him the whole season and without him the whole season, and I think it's not that important to like obligate him to play. No, like,
Yeah.
because he's not in the better conditions to play the final four. That is the most competitive moment of the season. So I don't think it's a.
Also because Fener maybe will play with a double power forward with Melli and Nigel Hayes, and Ataman can go with Mitoglu and Wancho, so it can be it can be perfect for them. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
see.
And now you have choose the final. We also have choose the final, but now the winner.
I
That's
am
tough.
going with Pana.
With
Back
Panathinaikos.
to back, and 4 titles in 5 years for Coach Ergin Ataman.
I'm going also with Panathinaikos.
I have doubts, but yeah, I think could be Panathinaikos because of what you said, the rhythm they have been in for the last years. Also, Ataman, they are the reigning champions, so
Yeah.
could be accurate to say Panathinaikos, but it's really tough. Yeah, I'm gonna choose Panathinaikos, but I'm not even sure if they are gonna beat Fenerbahce. But yeah, it's. I think any team we choose, it's logic to think they can win.
Yeah, anything, it can be the right team to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we agree in this one. Panathinaikos all three.
Okay.
Okay, so with this we finish the final four.
Yeah.
No? And now for the last part of the video, we're going into the market. There are
Okay.
a lot of rumors this last weeks, and so we're going to talk about this. No.
Yeah, we know maybe you can tell us everything because it's your job, no? We are not going to try to steal your job so we can upload it on the social media, but
I try to do my best.
okay, yeah,
Perfect.
we appreciate it.
Okay, so Andrea, we start with Fenerbahce.
Yeah, we start with Turkish team, and Fenerbahce after the Final Four. Their market will heat up for now. As we know, the Turkish team has signed Yantunen for 2 years and is finalized Guduric renewal. Seems to be done for the next 3 years. But many issues remain unresolved because the center position will see big changes. The contract of players like McCollum, Wilbekin, Pierre will end, and Fener also Nejlic and Biberovic, they have the possibility to move to the NBA. So it can be a very difficult summer for Fener because if Nigel and Biberovic will leave the team, they have to sign 2 new big players. So it is not easy. But Fener is still in the race for TJ Shorts. But as I wrote yesterday night, Panathinaikos to date made the highest offer in Europe. But there is a chance that the point guard can join the NBA with Coach Isalo again in Memphis. Of course, in the Euroliga, he will earn more more money. He will have a bigger salary. But we know, guys, when the NBA calls, you have to answer.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to say no to the NBA.
Yeah. So the only thing that Andrea is like confirmed or closed is Jantunen. That this
Yeah.
that's closed.
550k salary net per year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
So
nice.
Jantunen is done. For Efes, also Efes is preparing for big changes because the first issue to resolve is the coach. No one expected such a big impact from Luca Banchi and his staff. And the Italian coach has an option for the next year. But we have a problem because Efes was in advanced talks with Igor Kokoshkov. And now I believe that if Efes wins the Turkish championship, Banchi will stay for another season. Regarding the players, Efes is looking to extend the contract of Elijah Bryant for months. PJ Dozier, Bobois, but he had an option, and Osmani, and they are interested in Michael Forrest, as both me and Matteo reported. Forrest has a contract until 2026, so Efes has to pay a good buyout to Baskonia to free the player and then sign a contract with the Turkish team. Let's see. Another big question is Oturu, because Dan Oturu has an option for the next year, but some Euroleague teams are very interested in him, including Upwell, that, as we know, can offer a very big contract to all the players in their team for next year. So let's see.
Yeah, Oturu has made a very like a great end of the season. The last games against.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you prefer Oturu or Moses Wright?
I think Oturu has done a better end of the season.
Okay.
Right now, I choose Oturu. Right now.
Okay.
I think also, Andrea, that Oturu has had more impact in the end of the season than Poirier in the last games.
In two games, not in the World Series, because
Yeah, there was
Poirier
one game.
played-
There was one game in Greece.
In game two, Poirier played a top game.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I choose Oturu too.
Mhm.
But also Moses Wright can be a very good center in a few years for me.
Okay.
So for the Turkish teams, we have done.
Yeah. Now maybe we start with Spain, with Madrid. So
Okay.
tell us a little bit about what you think. Also the failures, not this season, with Dennis Smith Jr., with Xavier Azan-Meis, that has not played like they expected or Madrid expected to, coming from Russia. The loss of Poirier, the loss of
Yeah,
Chacho and
okay.
Rudy, they have been a little bit.
Yeah, last year Madrid did not a very good market for me, because players like Dennis Smith, Rata-Mace, also Felix in the first month of the year didn't play a very great year, a very great season. But we can say that Madrid season has been quite peculiar, because who would have thought that in May Chus Mateo's team would play better with Felix than Campasso? I think no one. Okay, so we can say that their season is very peculiar, is very strange. I think this summer there will be several departures and several arrivals. But it's a tough period because Madrid has to win the ACB, because they can be all title on 4 this year, and it can be the first time in 15 or 14 years for Madrid without titles.
Yeah.
Okay. Regarding the transfer market, as I said months ago, the number one is Theo Maledon. Madrid is in advanced negotiation with the French player. They tried to sign him last winter, even offering a buyout, but Hasvel preferred to keep him in the roster and lose Theo Maledon for free this summer. And as I said, the parties are in very advanced negotiation. They are trying to find the green light to have Maledon with Madrid. And Real is also interested in 2 very big and French players, because Madrid is interested in both Cordinier and Jalen Horde from Maccabi Tel Aviv. So let's see this player. Cordinier will leave Bologna 100%. Let's see the future of Jalen Horde. And as Spanish media reported, Madrid has a deal with Kramer. I don't know details because I didn't give the information, but Kramer will be a Madrid player.
Yeah, we have to see also the departure of if Serge Ibaka goes out, Hugo González to the NBA, possibly the retirement of Sergio Llull. So we have to see what happens.
Maybe also Ndiaye will leave.
Also, yeah. Also,
probably.
Elion Ndiaye.
But Hugo declared for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the NBA, so I didn't see this news.
Yeah, he declared for the draft, but I think he's not. I think he's not going to the NBA. Probably not at Real Madrid the next season, but in another team, but not in the NBA. So let's see.
So because
I think he can be a good player for a good rotation player also for Madrid.
Yeah.
Against Olympiacos in game 3, he played also in game 4 he played some good minutes for me. He can be a good rotation player. I agree with you that he won't be in the NBA next year. Sure, let's see. Maybe in a team like, for example, Granca or Malaga, he can be a very good role player.
Yeah, it could be.
so you have mentioned a lot of times like role player. You don't see him as a first or second weapon.
It depends the team he plays for, because in a team like Malaga or Granca or Tenerife, there are good players. If he plays, for example, for Granada or Coruña, he can be the first choice for them.
He plays for Coruña.
Okay.
He's the boss. Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're going to your city, Andrea. You're talking to you about you're talking to us about Milan for next season.
Yeah, Milan, Italian teams, first Milan and then Bologna. Olimpia Milan's market revolves around the situation of Nikola Mirotic and his decision, because Mirotic has an option for next year, but several Euroleague teams are interested, and Monaco to date is the favorite one because offered him a very rich 3-year deal. But we have to wait Mirotic's decision, and this decision will arrive after the Italian Championship. Meanwhile, Milan has signed Quinn Ellis, that is a young English point guard with Italian passport, so it can good for them for the rotation. And Milan want to sign both experienced point and shooting guard for next year. They are looking for some names in the top market, like for example Darius Thompson, Lorenzo Brown, so players like that. And in the center position, Milan is very interested in Devin Booker. For Bologna, on the other hand, Bologna is planning next season with coach Dusko, who has renewed his contract, and the Italian team will change many players, and they must need to find new leaders because Cordinier and Schengelia will leave the team. Also maybe Clyburn, but perhaps Clyburn is the only with a chance to stay because he signed a 1+1 contract last year with an option for 2025-2026. Bologna is in negotiation, as I reported, with Matt Morgan for a new contract.
We've lost
Yeah.
you.
We also, yeah?
We've lost you again. You were saying we are talking about Bologna, and we just
Okay,
lost you a little
okay.
bit, a little more.
Matt Morgan, yeah, Matt Morgan.
I have to repeat all or from...
No, Matt
No,
Morgan.
Matt Morgan.
From
So
Morgan.
only.
Okay. Okay. And as I said, as I in negotiation with Matt Morgan for a new contract, and they have completed the signing of Stallion Young that plays with Queen Alice in Trento, and he's a top Italian prospect. It can be an NBA player in a few years for me. Bologna also has to see the situation of Hackett and Belli. And Zizic has 1 year left in his contract, but he can leave the team. So it will be a tough summer for Bologna and also for Milan, because Milan will plan the market, the summer market after Mirotic's decision. To predict for Mirotic, I think he won't play in Milan next year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. Now, okay.
No, okay. Now we pass from Italy to Monaco. I think
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know if you agree with us that maybe there are going to be more news when they finish the final four. Not this, just maybe some rumors, but everything is going to pop up maybe a little bit when they end the season.
Yeah, but I think Monaco will have a very good team next year. They are preparing a team for the championship, no doubt. After the arrivals of Spanoulis and Thais, the French team reached the Final Four, but I don't know what to say. I think their work is not done yet. Okay, because Diallo renewed his contract, and as we know, he's one of the best defender and one of the best small forward in the league. But Monaco will change numerous players, a lot of players in the front court because Papagiannis and Motiejunas will leave. As I reported, Jaite is trying to renew the contract, and there have been rumors of an interest in Nadi Rifi, but I can't confirm. The number one target for this summer is Nikola Mirotic. Monaco tried to sign him also last year, but I think that this year could be the right time. So Monaco is preparing a team for the title for the next 1-2 years with Coach Spanoulis.
Yeah, maybe they finally reached their first title. They never win it. And also before going to the next team, I wanted to ask you about the head coach change in the middle of not in the middle of the season, but in the early of the
first quarter,
the first part of the season, because it was I think 7, 8, 9 games when Spanoulis took over the team. What do you think about that move? Because they were, I remember they were 5th or 6th in the table, and they were not in a bad position. But finally, we have seen that Spanoulis has done a great job.
Yeah, since they arrival in the Euroliga, Monaco always play the playoffs. So uh, we have to say that they are a very good team. I asked this to Jaron when I had the interview with him, and I asked him the differences between Obradovic and Spanulis, and he told me they are both two good coaches. There are not so many differences. Maybe the biggest one is that Spanulis finished to play later than Obradovic. I don't know to say he's more a player now than Obradovic, but Obradovic has very good relationships with the players. Also, Spanulis has. I think that the arrival of Thais was very important, and we saw Mike James with a new role in the team because he's more assist man than the other years. But as we know, he can score 25 points per game with no problem. So I think that Monaco is stronger than last year. I don't know how to say that, but he is Final Four because he's stronger than last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we agree. We agree. I think both of us about the idea that Monaco will be even stronger, no, with
Mm.
with the base that they have built.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
so now we're going to the Dutch team, Andrea. We're heading to Partizan. What do you have to tell us?
Okay. Yes, Partizan had a difficult season because last year they made a lot of changes in the team. I think 14 players they changed, and they will also make numerous changes this summer because players like Brandon Davis, Milikina, Bloomberg, Dwayne Washington, they are expected to leave the team. But after Sterling Brown renewal, the Serbian team is close to sign new contract with both Jones players. So both Karlik and Tyreek are expected to sign a new multi-year contract with the teams. And I think it can be very important for Partizan to have in the team for next year Sterling Brown, Karlik, and Tyreek. That these three were the best player in this season. So very important for them to have them back with them next year.
Okay. Yeah, we talk on the in the start of the season with well, he has more knowledge about European basketball. I'm more of a NBA fan, but he said it and right. I've been telling him during the whole season that he was right because he said when we did the analysis for Partizan on the before the season started that the players were new. He said that they needed to adapt to the style of play, and he was really accurate saying that on the start maybe they will struggle a little bit about winning, but at the end of the season they are going to be much stronger, and it's exactly what has happened
With Obradovic also.
with Obradovic, and let's see.
Yeah, because Obradovic style is not easy. I think next year it can be the right year for them to come again, to come back to maybe to the postseason. I don't know, play-in or playoff, but they will arrive for sure.
Yeah, maybe the second year, yeah, they are consolidating now. They know each other more. They have spent more time
Yeah.
playing with each other, and maybe the idea of Obradovic works better.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to see the transfers on the summer, but Partizan could be a great team for next season with a great coach. So we'll see. Okay, so we finish the market with this,
Yep.
and we finish the video. Like we don't have anything more.
No, just it's been a really great analysis from your part about the market, and also the opportunity to know you better.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And it's been a great time.
Yeah, thank you for the time, Andrea. You like we watch. I read all the things you post on Twitter, and I like you are my
Okay.
my main how do you say fuente,
The source.
the main source of information. So thank you for being here.
Thanks.
It's a pleasure for us. And
No, thank you so much again for the invitation. I hope everything was clear and that you had fun. I don't know. I want to close with this phrase because I love Spain. Muchas gracias and mucha suerte, Cap.
Yeah,
Thank you, Andrea.
you were in Gran Canaria, no? A little time ago.
No, in Fuerte.
In
In Fuerte, in
Fuerteventura,
Fuerte.
yeah, in Fuerteventura. That's right.
The summer will be Alicante. So let's see.
Alicante, okay. You know,
Benidorm.
It's close to Alicante.
Oh,
It's
okay,
close to
okay.
Alicante.
okay, you know where to go on holidays. So
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so we finish the video here. Esperemos que os haya gustado. Dejar un like, suscribiros, seguidnos en Instagram y TikTok. También podéis seguir a Andrea en sus redes sociales, Andrea Calzoni, y a nosotros en Instagram y TikTok, @www.podcast. Suscribiros, dejad un like y nos vemos el lunes con más contenido.
Eso
Un
es.
abrazo and bye. Hasta luego.